Okay, what is an estate plan? Well, no one really likes to talk about estate planning, especially if they're younger, because you kind of think about that as the end of life plan, and we all think we're going to live forever, right? But what is an estate plan? Well, it's getting all your affairs in order. And I stress to every one of our clients, every client gets a Getting Your Estate in Order book. We go over your guide to ensuring your family is taken care of and your legacy remains intact. And this book is very detailed. It's like your Bible regarding what's going to happen at the end of life should something happen. Why is this important? Using it as a personal example, my father passed away in 2022. It can be a nightmare trying to figure out where everything's at. It took us 3 words to figure out passwords to computers. If it was in a book written down, we would have known what the passwords were, where the keys were to safety deposit boxes, where everything financial was, the name of key people, advisors, doctors, where birth certificates are, marriage certificates, that sort of thing. All those are key things when it comes to estate planning and making sure that you have it in a book where key people know where to find these type of things. When you go through that experience and someone does not have it prepared, it adds to all the emotion and the struggle that comes with the loss of life and the loss of a family member. So here's some key things that are a part of an estate plan. First of all, a last will and testament. Most of us know what a will is, though a lot of us don't take the time to prepare a will. And a will is simple. It's the first step, writing out a will. You can do this online. You can do this through an attorney, but making sure that you have an executor for your will, an executor. Their job is to carry out your last wishes, to make sure everything's prepared for your funeral, making sure things are going to pass the way that you want them to. So make sure that you have a last will and testament. Then there's a living will. A living will is different than a last will and testament. Living will, a lot of times, it's known as an advance directive, and if you end up in a medical situation, a living will is going to dictate what they do and do not do to you when you're in that situation, maybe at the hospital, like resuscitation, whether or not there's going to be a feeding tube or organ donation and transplants and that sort of thing. Very, very key to have a living will in place. Then financial power of attorney and healthcare power of attorney. Especially if you're not married and no one knows in your family who's going to help take care of that. It's important if you're married, but if you're not married, making sure that you have a child that you trust or a sibling. Very, very important. A financial power of attorney gives someone the decision if you end up in long-term medical need, whether or not they need to sell stocks, bonds, mutual funds, take a distribution from your bank account to pay maybe for a long-term care facility. And that gives someone that power of directive. It's very, very important. And then finally, the last one, personal legacy. That's why we leave a book like this with all of our clients. In the book, it actually gives you some blank pages that allows you to write out what your purpose is, what your plan is, what type of charities you want to donate to if something should happen, because people wouldn't know that. How you want your service to take place, whether or not you want to be buried or cremated, all these type of things. So your personal legacy is very, very important, how you want things to pass on and to whom. And it's very important also, a lot of times we think that what we leave to someone is important. I believe it's what you leave in someone that's important. And who you are and what's important to you, don't leave that to someone's guess. Leave it written down. Make sure that you're working with a financial professional who can give you something like this to have everything organized for your estate plan so that you have a last will, a living will, power of attorney, and personal legacy left behind. It will be much better for your family if you take care of things like this.